All right, so before we start our Twitter lesson, let's talk about why you should use Twitter as an educator. And this is really can be kind of a different reason for everybody, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I use Twitter. When I first started teaching, I was a first-year teacher, and I was told I was teaching technology to 4th through 8th graders. I was given a syllabus. It was the same syllabus that had been used for many, many years for this class, and it was the same syllabus for 4th grade as it was for 8th grade. And so I thought, that's not okay. I'm going to need a lot more than that. So what do I teach? And I asked a few people, and they said, oh, we don't know. I mean, we don't know what you teach technology. You figure that out. And I was the only one in the building that was teaching technology to these 4th through 8th graders. Not the only one using it, but the only one teaching it. And so who was I going to ask? I didn't know anybody that did this job. So I got involved in an online conference where I was going to different sessions, and one of the sessions was about Twitter, and we tweeted about the things we were learning. And through those sessions, I found out there is this entire community of educators on Twitter that you can reach out to, that you can learn from, that you can connect with. And I made so many connections, found so many people to follow and give me inspiration. And whenever I would have a question, I would just tweet it out, use a few hashtags, and I would get an answer back. And I learned so much about teaching technology to students through this. And I made so many connections with great educators. I even had a teacher and I who collaborated. Our students did collaborative projects together. We found each other. We were both first-year teachers doing the same thing, and we built lessons in curriculum together. So I had a teammate from another state, and it was a wonderful experience. So that's the main reason I started using Twitter to connect with other educators, to do this kind of worldly personal learning network connection. But the other reason that you really should use Twitter is to promote what's going on in your classroom. We do amazing things every single day in our classroom, and people want to see that. People want to see the great things going on in your classroom. Now, we don't have to show our students' faces and names. We don't have to be concerned about privacy issues with our students. We can show the backs of their heads. We can show their hands working. We can just talk about the things that we're doing in class. But we need to share as educators. We need to get that information out into our education community and into our local community, and we need to learn from one another. We are our greatest connection. It is the easiest way that you can share wonderful things about your classroom. So we're going to encourage you to kind of get involved in Twitter, but I wanted to give you a little background about, why I started getting into Twitter and why I think it's really important that you explore that. And I would also encourage you to think about this for educational purposes. You don't have to use Twitter for personal reasons, for political reasons, for food reasons, for any, the Voice, following The Voice, or doing other kinds of things. Just use it for school, okay? If you want to do all of those things that I just mentioned, you want to talk about baseball and politics and everything else, maybe you have a separate account for that. Maybe you have a classroom account or a teacher account, and you have a personal account. So I know we're concerned a lot of times with our privacy, and I'll talk in a specific lesson about the privacy part of Twitter, but when you're promoting your classroom, when you're learning from other educators, it's important that that is what your Twitter page reflects, and not every other tweet about something else or something political or something unrelated. So keep it clean, keep it all simple, and keep it all on topic. So definitely think about creating, even if you already have a Twitter account, one that's specific for school and education, and getting that information out there to the world about all the great things you're doing.